There's new research out from Yale Medical School about what sugar is doing to our kids' minds and bodies. We're joined now by expert Dr. Gerald Edelman. He's the author of Sugar Rehab, and he has some details for us. Doctor, what have we learned so far?
Yeah, so with the study that you're talking about, it was conducted in adolescents and fed high sugar drink, and then they checked the PET scan afterwards to see which part of the brain is activated by taking in a lot of sugar. And basically what the study showed was the part of the brain that's activated is the part of the brain that's involved in addictive behavior. So it's the reward center of the brain. There's been research in animals as well, which basically shows that sugar is as addicting, if not more addicting, than narcotics. So this study in young people is consistent with a lot of the trials that we've seen in animal models. Most importantly, I think, for your listeners, is to understand that sugar is the main enemy in our modern society for creating obesity, the obesity epidemic.
But we've had sugars around for forever, so why have we seen this obesity problem only get worse lately?
Well, there's two reasons for that. One is that we're an inactive society right now. With computers and with our jobs and our kids on computers, you know, and sitting around, we're just not active. So the activity level is number one. Number two is the fact that companies are putting sugar into foods that we're not even aware of how much sugar they're putting in. So, for example, in a Coke, there's about 16 sugar cubes worth of sugar in your average Coke can or bottle. And then in a low-fat yogurt, there's about 4 or 5 sugar cubes. So we think low-fat because we're being taught low-fat is good, but in fact, the low-fat products tend to have more sugar in them than the regular products, and therefore they're worse for you.
Mm-hmm. What do we know about other sweeteners, for example, high fructose corn syrup and artificial sweeteners? Do they?
Well, I love that question because it really, really heightens people's awareness as to how society pressures us into confusion. So let's say the problem is obesity. Let's also assume that we agree that sugar is a major cause of that obesity epidemic. I view sugar substitutes as a tool to go from being obese to not obese.
Well, Dr. Gerald Edelman, author of Sugar Rehab, the name of the book. Thanks for joining us today. WHAM 1180 News Time, 5:37.